Welcome back, friends. Thanks for joining us again here at letstalkaboutpot.com. I'm Primo, and this week I'm out enjoying a different kind of garden, my son's rose garden, a beautiful setting for me to relax and spend a few minutes with you sharing what I know about watering and transplanting. So let's dive right into it, transplanting. There are only a few hard and fast rules when it comes to moving your plant into a larger pot. First, make sure that there are drainage holes at the bottom of your new container to let water through. You may also want to consider some kind of dirt barrier at the bottom to hold in the dirt and to assist drainage. I like to use a piece of this non-skid shelf liner. You can use anything that will hold the dirt back while letting the water out. You can use several kinds of filters or screens, even a thin layer of gravel, like this, will work. Second, make sure there is fresh dirt both under and over the original dirt of your little girl. Some in the bottom. Give this one a little squeeze and poke, and it should pop right out. Place it in there. And place dirt all around the sides and over the original dirt. Make sure that the original dirt is completely surrounded with new. Tuck that in. Press it down nice and tight. It doesn't float away when we water it. Pack it down, especially around the edges. Okay, and then the final step is soaking this dirt. I'll water and water until I've got a good flow leaking out the bottom to make sure all that dirt is good and saturated. And there we go. So that's about it for transplanting. When she dries out in a couple of days, you can begin your fertilizing routine, and you're all set. Before we talk about water, a quick water joke. One night, a father sent his boy to bed. A few minutes later, he hears, "Dad, can I have a glass of water?" The dad replies, "No, you cannot. Go to bed." The boy persists and asks again, "Please, can I have some water?" The father yells, "I said no. Now go to bed before I come up there and give you a spanking." A few seconds pass while the boy thinks about it. Then he yells, "When you come up to spank me, could you bring a glass of water?" Kids, you know I love them. Water is water, H2O, life necessity. But not all tap water is created equally. Depending on where you live, you may want to work with your water before giving it to your girls. Here in Seattle, the drinking water is very clean, tasty, and doesn't have a chlorine or a metallic taste. We have no problem using this water in our garden, directly from the tap. In other places, however, tap water can be quite unpleasant to taste and unhealthy for your plants. The water in Las Vegas, for example, is so hard and full of chlorine that if I lived there, I would want to use a water softener. Then I would let the water sit out in a bucket for at least 24 hours to let all the chlorine evaporate off. You may want to look into your local water source and consider treating that water before using it in your garden. When it comes to watering frequency, too much or too little water can be equally devastating for your plants. If there's too much water, there's no reason for the roots to grow, and less roots means less plant. Try to let your girls dry out well, but not completely between waterings. This will keep them strong, growing, and reaching up to the light. If your plants become too dry, you will immediately and clearly see her leaves shrivel and droop. finally, when your girls are ripe and ready to harvest, do not cut them down until you've given them a clean water flushing. By that, I mean a good drenching with clean water only, no fertilizers. This is especially important if you're using chemical fertilizers instead of organic fertilizers. With organics, flush once or twice over the last few days before harvesting. But with chemical fertilizers, I'd recommend at least a week of flushing, probably 3 or 4 clean water flushes total. If you don't flush your girls well, you will get a harsh taste to your medicine that's totally unnecessary and easy to avoid. So there you go, another lesson in ganja gardening basics. May all your branches bloom beyond your wildest dreams, and may our country allow us to grow our own medicine very soon. For Let'sTalkAboutPot.com, I'm Primo. Thanks for joining us, and have a great week.